Hey, thanks for stopping by. Chef Billy Parisi here, and today, my friends, we are continuing on in my 5 classic restaurant desserts that you can hook up at home with this amazing creme brulee. Talk about one of the all-time homemade dessert recipes, creme brulee. It translates from French to English literally as burnt cream. It's funny because the cream isn't really burnt. It's the sugar on top that you caramelize. Gets slightly bitter, the texture changes, it gets crunchy. But man, oh man, the combination of that with that custardy, creamy filling, dude, it is amazing. And the cool part about creme brulee is you can actually sort of make it customizable. So I'm not gonna do that in this recipe, but I do wanna give you some tools in case you wanted to change it up. So say you wanted to make a Bailey's or a Kahlua creme brulee. Sounds awesome, right? All you're gonna do is take out a 1/4 cup of cream and replace it with that liqueur. All right, enough of that. Let's get into hooking up this recipe because it's too good not to, my friends. The first thing on the list is prepping up some vanilla beans. Vanilla beans come from the vanilla orchid. It's a sort of long green pod that you cook in hot water and set out to dry for anywhere for 2 to 6 months. That's where they become black, kind of like you see here. To prepare them, what you want to do is use a paring knife, or even if you have a bigger chef's knife, totally cool too. Put it right in the center of that vanilla bean and then long ways cut them in half. So go down one side, flip it over, do the exact same to the other side of the vanilla bean, and you'll expose all these tiny little black seeds, and that, my friends, is where all the goodness comes from. Lots of flavor in this vanilla bean. You're gonna be amazed if you've never had this. Once you've scraped it off, simply add it to a medium-sized sauce pot. Here's a quick little trick. Cut the vanilla beans in half, throw them in a container, cover them in sugar, and boom, you've got vanilla sugar in just a few weeks. What we're gonna do next is add in some heavy whipping cream. This is really gonna be the base for this recipe. We're going over to the cooktop. We want this to scald on low heat. Guess what, guys? This is fantastic timing because while the cream is trying to scald, we're gonna come back over and prepare some of the other things, starting with separating some egg yolks from the egg whites. Now, we did this in that key lime recipe, so you can check it out there, but you know what, I'll do it again just in case this is the first video you're checking out. So what you do is crack that egg in half, and then using each shell, sort of bobble the yolk back and forth, separating the whites so that they fall off into a bowl that is separate from the yolks. Then take that yolk in that half shell and pour it right into a bowl. Now, another way that's a little bit quicker, a little bit easier. Again, I'm gonna wear some gloves so I don't freak anybody out or weird anybody out, but you can absolutely do this at home if your hands are nice and clean. Simply crack the egg, put it right into your hand, and let all the whites drip through your fingers, exposing only the yolk. Set it to the side in that bowl of just yolks. Boom, you're finished. Like I said, super easy to do it that way. And honestly, that's pretty much the way that I did it when I was in the restaurant industry, because ain't nobody got time to be bobbling egg yolks, and 100 of them takes too long. So use the glove method. I promise you'll dig it. Now we're gonna add in some sugar. Just simply whisk this together until it is combined. No need to go crazy whisking here because, again, we gotta add some more things. We gotta cook it. We're not trying to incorporate air or anything like that here. We just wanna mix it until combined. Let's head back over to that cooktop and check out our heavy cream. Scalding is just a weird word. No one really says that anymore. They either say like boil or simmer. When you scald milk, you're just heating it up, lightly cooking it. The best way to know when you are scalding anything is while you're stirring it, just simply tilt back or forward the pot. You'll see these sort of bubbles sort of heat up and collect on the bottom of that pot. That's a perfect scald. You can see that here. See a couple little vanilla bean chunks floating around. We are in good shape. Let's head back over to where that egg and sugar mixture are. Right now, we need to temper the eggs. What you do when you temper eggs is you pour a little bit of your hot liquid in. You do this so you don't scramble the whole thing. If you just dump this in there, bro, you're gonna have scrambled eggs. You might as well get some toast and some bacon. We got breakfast. We don't have dessert anymore, okay? So with this, you add in just a little bit. Give it a whisk gently. Don't overmix here. Once you get those egg yolks to temperature, then you can add the rest of the cream in. Whisk it very gently. We don't want a ton of bubbles, a ton of foam on top. We want this to incorporate together very, very gently when whisking. Now what we're gonna do here is strain all of this, because you're gonna have some like egg yolk chunks that are weird that you didn't know, and then some weird vanilla bean chunks that you had no idea were in there. Dude, we're just gonna strain it out. You should really strain almost everything sauce related or custard related that you do. So, using a chinois, which is like pronounced chinois, it's just a fine mesh strainer that's in every restaurant. I promise it's worth the investment at home if you love making sauces and just have an infatuation with straining things. I know, dude, it's totally weird, but anyways, maybe you do. So, strain it into a container. My container is pourable. You see a little spout at the end. If you don't have one of these, it's totally cool. You can simply use a bowl and we'll ladle it out. Once it is strained, you're gonna see at the top that there's a little bit of foam on the top of this custard. We're gonna use a ladle, we're gonna dip it in there and simply take all of this out. This is gonna create a really funky foam on the top if we bake it too. So we want as much of that out of there as possible. So go ahead and get it out. Now it's time to pour this. I've got some actual like creme brulee ramekins. If you don't have these, I know, you know I'm extra, can't help myself. But you can use a regular ramekin. I mean, honestly, you could use the bottom half of a coffee mug if you just did not have anything. I mean, they make creme brulee tarts, so you could use a tart pan and make a tart out of this. Totally up to you. Anyways, I've got some ramekins. They're in between like 6 and 7 ounces. They're perfect for this single serving. It's great. I'm gonna put them right on a cookie sheet tray, or maybe you have sort of a thick cake pan that you've cooked in before. This is great for that too, because we need to put it in a water bath. But first, evenly distribute this batter all throughout the inside of those ramekins. Very delicately head over to your oven. Put them on the rack. Be so careful here, okay guys? Next, add in some warm water. We want to fill it up until it's about halfway up the ramekin. This is perfect. Again, just be so careful here. The reason you cook these in a water bath is because the top is gentle and you don't want it to crack, and the water provides moisture into the oven. It's gonna take in between 40 and 45 minutes for this creme brulee to finish. When it is done, you just give it a little knock. It will sort of like jiggle. Remember Jurassic Park when the water goes every time the Tyrannosaurus Rex walked? It's similar to that, but it will be firm, okay? It's very, very gentle here, okay? It will be firm. Take it out, be careful. The water is obviously just about boiling in there. I don't want you to burn yourself. We're gonna set it to the side, take each ramekin out, put it on a cooling rack, let it sit at 30 minutes at room temperature, then throw it in the refrigerator for in between 60 and 90 minutes until it is completely cool. Then we're gonna come back, caramelize up some sugar. So the one thing you will need for this recipe is a torch. Do not literally light a torch and try to cook these things. You need one of those handheld torches. There's a ton of them online. They're super affordable. Check out the website. I've got a couple links in there if you want one. What you do is sprinkle a little bit of sugar on top of that cooked custard. Try to make it as even as possible. Then using the torch, hold it in one hand, hold the creme brulee in the other hand, and keep moving the creme brulee around by keeping the torch still, okay? What will happen is once the sugar starts caramelizing, it'll drip down and start caramelizing the other sugar, making this a very simple process. This cooks incredibly quickly. It will turn in a second. You don't want to sit there on one spot because you will char it and you will absolutely ruin this creme brulee. So you have to be careful here. Remember, move the creme brulee with your one hand, keep the torch still in your other hand. Then you get this beautiful, crisp, crunchy, lightly bittered topping. Oh man, this is super good. Try not to eat it because it is really, really good. And then to finish off creme brulee, I do this the same for almost every creme brulee recipe I've ever made. I put on a little bit of homemade whipped cream, and if you need to learn how to make homemade whipped cream, be sure to check out my key lime pie recipe. There's nothing like the taste of homemade whipped cream. Next, I like to add on a few fresh berries. Then I top it off with a little sprig of mint. Absolutely gorgeous. This, my friends, is what a homemade dessert straight from that restaurant looks like in your own kitchen. This is just one of those desserts that is so good, and it's so, I don't know what to call it, fancy-faced. It's the ones that you get in the restaurant, but you see how easily you can make this from home, from scratch. It's 4 ingredients. You got this, you guys. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Check out the key lime pie recipe and the other dessert recipe. You're absolutely gonna love them. And dude, this is so good. So go and make it.